People naturally wonder why INFJs can achieve such achievement yet struggle in interpersonal interactions. People are unaware that these behavioral patterns are solely the result of their high ideals. Here are 10 examples that demonstrate how demanding INFJs are. 1. An improved sense of self. One of the numerous examples of how INFJs demonstrate their high standards is in the level of self-respect they exhibit in their everyday choices, relationships, and quality of life. Because they are learning to be more protective of their advancement than they are eager to hit the reactivity pipe, their self-respect is constantly rising. INFJs understand that standards raise self-respect as well. I can't believe I used to be able to put up with that toxic relationship. On the other hand, they no longer feel the same empathy and concern for abusive persons that they formerly did. Self-respect may be seen in how they constantly put their own needs before those of others, decide to terminate a toxic relationship, and develop the ability to unlove someone who is sapping their energy. What more ways can you exercise self-respect as an INFJ? 2. Their performance history. INFJs have a distinguished history of accomplishments, contributions, and performances, and this helps to understand how high their standards are for everything, including the quality of their work. They have no problem taking on ownership and responsibility for finishing their work. When they feel that a system needs to be changed or that something is missing, they will start making changes by determining what they can do with the resources at hand and then taking the required actions to achieve that goal. They develop the skills necessary to produce high-quality results for the benefit of the general public rather for their superiors. If they can't create good changes in the environment in which they are involved, they feel that their work, position, ranks, resources, and abilities are pointless. Although it occasionally drowns them, their inner critic may also be their closest friend and advisor. INFJ's high standards encourage them to strive for the top and put in extra effort. 3. Their extensive list of non-starters. INFJs who have achieved self-actualization refuse to compromise in their relationships. Why? Simply said, it's a result of their high standards. These intelligent beings are aware of their desires and dislikes. They don't give anyone the opportunity to add to their list of deal breakers by giving them opportunities after chances, which is why they ignore anyone who challenge and refute their relationship expectations, since it just indicates that they won't be able to satisfy them. According to INFJs, if someone is prepared to go into the depths of their own inner selves, they must accept their standards for what they are, and not to attempt to downplay them, even if they require love and love in return. INFJs are looking for a partner they can trust and have a future with. It's a null if their current actions don't match how they define themselves. Have you ever changed your list of deal breakers for someone as an INFJ? 4. They exhibit extreme discipline. INFJs will not permit anything to stand in the way of their needs. They give themselves an instruction and take the required steps to accomplish their goals, despite the fact that they occasionally are too harsh on themselves. Moderating and controlling this self-care can encourage rather than hinder their advancement. INFJs make the decision to put off their momentary interests in favor of future gains. They don't struggle to decide between working and socializing, because they are aware of the benefits of perseverance and hard effort. In the future, they will be able to afford the luxury of free leisure. So instead of viewing self-control as a means of punishment, INFJs view it as a means of achieving a bigger reward. 5. Their overt lack of confidence. Some INFJs continue to minimize their accomplishments despite being the best in their class and top performers at work. They believe that they are unable to live up to their own standards. And there is just another factor that explains how demanding INFJs can be. Working properly and generating products of excellent quality does not imply that the INFJ is already able to reward themselves appropriately. They aren't actually evaluating their accomplishment against that of others. Additionally, they show little interest in measuring their success in relation to other spaces or from the viewpoint of others. They use their internal experience to determine their deservingness of reward. They will continue to wallow in self-doubt if anything still feels lacking or if they feel like they haven't attained the standard they anticipate. How can an INFJ prevent this mindset from harming their mental health? 6. They are content to be alone themselves. Another indication of standardization. recognizes that they have mostly tolerated being alone and lost pals. INFJs have high standards, thus they are not bothered by being alone. Rather, it raises them. They find it therapeutic since they consider it 1,000 times preferable than dealing with unreliable individuals. This is a lot more enjoyable than talking to folks who are just interested in themselves and are deceitful and shallow. INFJ's worldview has developed and evolved when they no longer experience hurt or anxiety when they are alone. 7. They don't like as much drama. Drama annoys the INFJ more and more when their expectations rise. Live transitions and shifts are frequently accompanied by drama, and unneeded ones occur when others around the INFJ magnify little difficulties into major ones. Additionally, INFJs have a ton of vital things that need their attention. They recognize that there are some things they must let go of in order to concentrate on what is genuinely important, like unneeded stress and conflicts brought about by those who seek out excitement in their lives. INFJs establish sound boundaries from there and minimize their interaction with drama queens. Reduced drama is a sort of self-care for INFJs who already have a lot on their plates. When was the last time you entertained unneeded confrontations as an INFJ? 8. Their trouble keeping partnerships alive. Some INFJs struggle to maintain a relationship or convince them to do so. This is actually a result of their propensity to set unreasonable expectations for their relationships, which their partners are reluctant to follow. But are these expectations actually unattainable? Or is it only the case that they continually drawing the wrong crowd? Unfortunately, the latter is true. INFJs are drawn to those who want comforting affirmation and attention. They can offer them, which makes them one of the few personality types that can. As their relationship develops, they become aware that the person they chose to date appears to have trouble understanding their depth and sincerity. Inept chase will either choose to endure this point forward or never accept less. 9. They gently end pointless debates. They are not trying to dodge criticism or differences of opinion. INFJs just love themselves enough to decide what to enjoy themselves with and what not to. They care about themselves enough to choose carefully what to give their emotions to and what not to. The greatest approach to disturb the inner serenity of an INFJ is to continually search for or entertain issues that will make them worry more. And from their experience, illogical arguments don't truly accomplish their goals. There is no resolution emerging from these contentious discussions, but are covert attempts to support false notions. INFJs take care of their mental health by cutting out these pointless encounters. Do your high expectations, which you have as an INFJ, also relieve you of these stressors? 10. They are difficult to satisfy. Yes, INFJs are appreciative of their possessions and the kindness of others. However, when someone wants their acknowledgement even for the very minimum, they simply feel strange. INFJs are kind, generous, and unselfish. Generally speaking, they think this is the least a person can do for their fellow humans. Nevertheless, they think they shouldn't take this for granted. They can't help but be startled by it as well. INFJs make time available to people in need, so they consider it natural when someone acts in the same way toward them. Although they are appreciative, they do not consistently express their admiration for the person's acts, ignoring their errors while praising the rest of their work. Maybe INFJs aren't all that hard to please. People simply enjoy doing the absolute least. Why should they reduce them in the first place, since the INFJ norms protect them against people who may take advantage of their weaknesses and abuse their kindness? Would you compromise your standards for your loved ones if you were an INFJ?